larger than life. He'll give you strife. He's Todd. He's tall, he's mean, he's labeling machine. He's Todd. Rides a motorbike, he'll tell you what it's like. He's Todd. Don't know what he'll say, he'll scare the kids away. He's Todd. He's Todd.
Well, welcome to the BS show with an emphasis on S, the big S show today. So anyway, sorry we're a little bit late, technical difficulties, all right? But you know, being the constant professional that I am, constipated professional that I am, we're going to continue besides the in lieu of the technical difficulties. So anyway, welcome to this late edition of BS with Todd, and I got a special guest. I'll introduce him later. But we're talking about pre-BICSI stuff, and I've been to a hell of a lot of BICSIs, all right. And this is going to be my 30-something, I think. Just shows my age. I'm 39. I started going when I was 9 years old. But anyway, BICSI can be a lot of fun if you do it right. BICSI can also be very detrimental if you do it wrong. And you can end up in spots you don't want to end up. Trust me. So I was thinking about past experiences at BICSI. And one of my favorites was about 9 years ago. And I just had back surgery. And I had those damn pins, electrodes in my back. And anyway, I rented a little Fat Man Walmart zippy scooter. All right. And I was taking meds. And, you know, I got there and there's some friends. And, you know, we had a couple of beers. And I didn't quite know until after how the meds would intermix with the alcohol. So anyway, good friend of mine, Gino Acosta, I see him sitting at the bar, and I got my little zippy scooter, and those things went 14 miles an hour. And so anyway, I thought I was going to be Mr. Funny Guy, and I was going to go up and I was going to tap his chair, just tap his chair, tap, tap. Well, it turned into a thud, thud. All right. So, and there's 2 or 3 lined up at the bar. Gino goes down, the guy next to him goes down. It was a domino effect all the way down the bar. And Gino, I know you're going to remember this. Anyway, Gino pops up and he's helping the guy up next to him. And he says, "Hey, Todd, I want to introduce you to my lawyer." Anyway, so we had good times. So just be careful out there. Just be careful in Vegas, if you will. Try to stay on the strip. A lot of my customers out there are in some pretty seedy areas, and you don't want to go. Downtown is always fun, and I know I'm speaking of the choir here, but for those who haven't been to a BICSI, it's a lot of fun. All right, there's a lot of great product manufacturers, representatives, you know, from within our industry. And so I know every year there's you know the younger crowd coming into BICSI. Just don't be stupid. And you know, for more stories, stop by my booth. You know, I've got to keep it clean here, but anyway, stop by my booth. By the way, we're in booth 2021, and we got some big stuff going. All right, this year we got a beer pong table. But apparently they're going to fill the cups with water. That's ridiculous. And we're giving away a solo stove, a Brothers solo stove. Those are actually pretty cool. I got one out front. If you download the app, apparently, and we're going to talk a little bit about the app. All right. And I'm going to move myself over from this screen to this screen. All right. Because I want to share something real quick. And Kelly, if I'm going to share something before I introduce our guest, if you would, let's see if this sharing crap works. Let's see, window, Chrome tab, window. All right, let's do this. Let's see if this pops up. Sharing. And a blank freaking screen. Good Lord. All right, you know, I'm not going to share that. It's one of these days. I swear to God, after this show is done, I'm done. All right, so I'm going to stop my share. Go ahead and let's get rid of that share. Oh crap! Stop stream sharing. Okay. Now there I'm back. Holy hell. Anyway, all right, no more. Good mood. Good mood. So we're going to talk about BICSI, like I said, right? And I've got a very special guest today, and this guest has been on my show several times, and he's always a good time. And I think the best time we had with my guest is go back to our original show, and see if you catch us being a little naughty. All right. It is quite funny. So anyway, without further ado, I want to get Mr. Stephen Cowles with AEM on here. We're going to talk some BICSI, some product, and so forth and whatnot. So anyway, Stephen, when you pop up on screen, I know he's out there somewhere. All right. So in the meantime, until Stephen pops in, I guess, well, there he is. Holy hell. Okay. Hey, Stephen, hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
No, I can't.
You can't hear me.
I can't hear a damn word you're saying. Anyway, no, I can hear you. I'm just jacking with you. So anyway,
drugs are bad.
So Stephen's coming. Yeah, I hear you. So you're celebrating an anniversary today, right? You've been married forever and a day. So you just got back from lunch, I understand, correct?
Yeah, we actually had a lunch date with the wife 32 years ago was our first date. So, and it was lunch and we had burgers and that's what we did today.
Well, you said we. I'm not going to ask who the third party was, but you know, to each your own. But congratulations. Congratulations. Anyway, so listen, I brought you on for a specific reason. It's talk about BICSI. You've been to a lot of BICSIs, right? Mm-hmm. We're going to be at this BICSI. And so I know we're in booth 2021. Where are you guys at?
1840. Steve? We're right across from one of the food and beverage areas. How convenient is that?
It's in fact one of the best places, and this goes old school Vegas, but it was Pub 1840, I believe, inside MGM. They had a peanut butter bacon jam crunch burger, and it sounds like crap. It looks like crap, but it was absolutely delicious. Anyway, yeah, that brings up old stories in Vegas. But anyway, this year in Vegas, you know, it's always a good time. It's always good to see, you know, number one, your competition. Number two, always good to see customers, blah, blah, blah. From the AEM standpoint, anything new and exciting you guys are going to have there?
Oh, yeah. Lots of new and exciting stuff. I'll kind of just let you know what's new since last BICSI. So we introduced late last year a new UI. You know, so totally revamped UI, a new display, went to a capacitive display on our Test Pro and Network Service Assistant. And then earlier this year, we've added a couple things for the certifier. We added an additional single pair Ethernet adapter. So we now do the LC. If you haven't heard of single pair Ethernet, come on by. You know, we'll be showing you testing on single pair Ethernet. It's coming to intelligent buildings. But the really big news, two things. We just this week dropped another firmware version into all of our network testing capabilities that already exist in our certifier, like ping and trace route and switch detail and all that. We added the switch port blink. This was like the most asked for feature. So Lisa liked to call that the Linky Blinky. So we do that. But the big news this year, back in May, this adapter right here, OTDR. This works in the certifier and it works in the qualifier. This was huge this year. This thing is
Wow.
just flying off the shelves. So,
Well, one of the things, and you brought this up, and I know it's going to be of interest to the folks watching the show, outside of me, watching me make an ass out of myself, is the single pair Ethernet, and that is going to relate to labeling too. All right, so right now with a lot of the preset parameters inside of the printers in the app, you can pick Cat 6A, Cat 5. You can do some coax. But the cool thing about that single pair Ethernet as it catches on is that you don't have to use as much tape, to wrap that. It's a much smaller OD, correct? Am I correct?
yep. Yes. Yeah, it absolutely is. And I can show you a comparison here. Just bring these both up to the camera. So the top one is your single pair Ethernet. The bottom one is your RJ45. So the single pair Ethernet you're seeing here is the single pair Ethernet LC connector. So physically, it's about the same size as a fiber LC. So big difference in the footprint.
Now, are you seeing more companies, come out with this? I know it was real slow last BICSI. There was a little bit of talk about it. I heard a little bit at ISC about the single pair Ethernet, but from what you're saying, do most of the major manufacturers have this now?
If they don't have it, they're having it on their roadmap. There will be, I know of one manufacturer who's going to be at BICSI in Vegas, R&M. They'll actually be showing it in their booth. They've got the solution. Now, the kicker is what has to drive this over the single pair Ethernet. It's the switches and everything that have to go in the background. The cabling exists already. The manufacturers are making the cabling, the connectors out there. And then the next step, of course, is getting it into the intelligent building, because it doesn't replace our 4-pair Ethernet. We're still going to have that. But what it does allow you to do is offload your low bandwidth devices, your access controls, your occupancy sensors, lighting controls, those kind of things can be taken off of your main network and put on this single pair Ethernet.
I'd be interested to see that patch panel. Actually, those little dongles you have, or showed a minute ago, the attachments, that's the first time I've actually seen that 2-pair plug, and I'd be really interested to see those patch panels, because again, you got to label them. So, and if it's something right around the corner, I mean, obviously, and I may be wrong, it would be the first time I was wrong, but the patch panel has to have the same type of connector, correct?
Yeah, it'll have the same type of connector. There will be certain situations where you might see single pair Ethernet deployed over RJ45s, where they'll do 4 SPE links in a single RJ45 and then break it out. But you'll see panels like that, and the testing parameters exist. I mean, obviously, we tested already. We're already there. The cool thing is you can go 1,000 meters instead of just 100 meters like you do with the 4-pair Ethernet.
Wow.
So it'll go a long way, and the testers are going to have to be required to test up to 1,500 meters. So that's it's a big deal. It really is.
Well, it sounds like you guys are way ahead of the curve. So, folks out there, if you don't know, and I know I preach this a lot, is we have an existing collaboration. Kelly says she's got no sound. I'm listening on YouTube from my phone, but there is a lag. Well, it doesn't surprise me. Anyway, today, nothing surprises me today. But for those who don't know, we do have a collaboration. We started, oh God, quite some time ago. And the whole idea with AEM is you're going to take that database that is going to be preloaded into that Test Pro, right?
Yep.
And all right, so Lisa says she can see us and hear us fine. The tracking is okay. If we have a little bit of lag, number one, it's because of the internet. Number two, I may or may not have or had a few Bloody Marys before this. I definitely will have some after, guaranteed. But anyway, so the whole idea is to take that database that's going to be preloaded into the Test Pro. And we had a way in the past of loading it into dumping it into the 550W, which is back here somewhere, right? But now with this new app we have, the Pro Label tool, it actually makes it a hell of a lot easier. So stop by, if you could, stop by booth 1840 or 2021, and we can talk about how AEM and Brother work together from a testing certifying standpoint, and then utilizing that same database to do all of your labeling. All right. So let's see, what is it? 11:18. What else? Oh, you know what? I am going to try, Kelly. I'm going to try one more time. Nothing is freaking working today, but you know what? Let's see if this works. So I'm going to do this, and let's see what comes up here. Entire screen. Ah, I got it. Hey, Kelly, check this out. So I'm going to share this. Let's go. Here we go. It's working. It's working. It's oh, hell. That's the only thing that's worked today. So anyway, here's the app I was talking about. And we're going to put a lot of emphasis on this app. All right, because you can essentially start printing without ever touching the printer. So anything that you can do on these printers, you can do here. And the whole idea behind this particular app is that I can take that database, right, email it to back out in the field. He gets it on his phone. He has the database. He wants to do, let's say, a patch panel. And blah, blah, blah. We'll do, yeah, okay, sounds good. But down here, you connect the database. All right. And so here's the database right here. Yes. And I can do done. Not freaking done. I hit the print button. We're taking it. Oops. It seems like one of your streams is having connection issues. Stand by. You know what? Screw it. I'm not standing by. I'm just going for it. Anyway, so if y'all can still see this, oh boy, we got something new. All right. So let's hypothetically say we were talking about earlier, we were talking about, a checkout in the field, having a label and patch panels and everything. There's a lot of manufacturers out there in the connectivity world. All right. So one of the things I actually discovered on this app, and it's pretty damn cool, is look at this. You could take all your favorite manufacturers. There's some belt, right? Those templates are going to be on the app. All right. So you select whatever that SKU is. Everything's all laid out. You select it. Well, here it's this easy. So let's say I'm out in the field and I'm doing this particular 11. And I'm going to go ahead and connect the database. I select my CSV. I select that. All right. Labels for, I don't know how, I'm going to stop shading here, but when you create that data for the AM, obviously, I mean, labeling's that easy. All right. So we're real excited about the new app and the way it works with the Test Pro. All right. It's seamless integration. The whole idea is to make life a hell of a lot easier than my life at this particular moment. Okay. And so come by the booth, both booths actually, because I believe Stephen and Lisa, they always have a 550 on hand. I'm going to bring my my Test Pro with me, and we're going to show you how this whole thing works. So inside the booth this year, you always have cool things, Stephen. You always have, the tchotchkes and the balls that light up, and anything special, any giveaways you're doing. Yeah, what are you doing in the booth this year? Has the budget hit you?
I don't know what giveaways we've got this year. I don't think we have the balls that light up. That was the hot thing for a couple of years. Lisa might chime in and let you know if we've got something. I'm not sure what she's got up her sleeve. Sometimes she likes to surprise me.
Well, they were, if folks, if you didn't previously stop there were these gigantic balls. all right, that when they would light up, all right, and they were fun to play with, all right. So
Yeah,
Lisa says she ain't got nothing, all right. You
man.
just get Lisa says you just get the joy of talking to us. Well, she says the joy of talking to me, all right. No, us. Oh hell, I don't know. Come by and talk to all of us now. And the reason why I mention, all right, giveaways and stuff like that, there's really three types of people, all right, when you go to BICSI. There's the type that just they're stoic and they walk by and they're emotionless and they're just human robots, right? The number two is you have the folks that'll stop by and they're really interested in what Stephen and Lisa have to offer. They're genuinely interested, right? Or any of the brother products. Then you get the grabbers, all right? You get the ones that all they're doing is swinging by and filling their bag full of swag, all right? And don't be one of those swagger baggers. Don't be one of those, all right? Stop and talk to us. Talk about technology. Let's talk BS, man. I love talking BS. So let's just stop by, say hello. All right. At least act like you're genuinely interested. But anyway, so it should be a good time with the beer pong and the solo stove we're given. And AEM really doesn't have much to offer other than the pleasure of talking to Lisa and Stephen and look at Stephen. It's always a good time, right? He's Mr.
We always
Fun.
we always have fun. We always have a lot of fun. But,
Absolutely.
But yeah, come on by, see the new stuff. Lots of cool things going on. You talked about tips. One thing I'd say, plan your walk around the floor. Get that little booklet before the show. Look through it and see who you want to go see, and make sure you do that. And you mentioned the bagger swaggers. There's a couple types of those too. There's the slow walk by. They'll look and wait till you're not looking and grab a tchotchke. Or you got the guys that'll come up and go, "What do you got for free?"
Oh, I know. You know what? I got to tell you, a couple of years ago, we had these pens. Do I have one here? Anyway, these pens, and it was a compass, and it was a flashlight, and a screwdriver, and it was so. It had its own instruction card, and I got to tell you, Bruce Page, he could sell the hell out of those pens. I mean, he was the go-to guy selling these brother pens. If it doesn't work out here for Bruce, I'm telling you, man, there's always room for you in the pen industry, Bruce. So just keep that in mind. I'm always trying to help you out. But yeah, Stephen's right. Grab the map, kind of map out, who you want to go see. If not, you'll end up doing a bunch of circles around the show. But that is a good tip. Tuesday between 5 and 6, we're doing the live BS with Todd. Stephen, Lisa, I want you on the show. I want to talk a little bit more about this one pair Ethernet. There's people want to hear more about this, so you guys are cordially invited to stop by the booth. It's always fun to do the BS with Todd live from BICSI. You never know who the hell's going to stop by. You never know what they're going to say. I always got to remind Stephen to just watch your mouth. Don't be talking all dirty.
I'm bad with that.
Stabler, I know you're the worst out there, my friend. So with that being said, about 11:30 or so. Again, we're in 2021. Stephen's in and Lisa and the crew are in 1840. Live filming of the BS with Todd, and we're going to have T-shirts. Lots of T-shirts we'll be throwing at you, and all sorts of good stuff. So great seeing you, Todd. Got to run into a meeting. Have a great rest of your day. That's from Matthew. So thank you very much. Have a great meeting. Stephen, closing. I know this has been it's been an interesting show so far. All right. Yeah. But, anything in closing you want to throw out there, or plugs, or
just come on by the booth. In the meantime, go to our website, www.aem-test.com, and you can see what's new there.
Okay. And folks, if you want more information on Vegas, so I've been going to Vegas for, good God, 40 some years. I have lots of customers in Vegas still. I know the ins and outs of Vegas. And so if you want any more tips and tricks or where to go to, where not to go to, cheapest beer in town, cheapest steak, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, come on by. I'm a wealth of BS, if you will. Anyway, the booth numbers are up there. Booth 2021, booth 1840. Steve, I want to thank you again. It's always a pleasure talking to you. It really is. And we're going to talk a little bit more at BICSI. All right.
Yep.
Now, Stephen, plug your show.
Yep. Tech Talk with Steve. So we've just changed the format. We're going global now. And what we're doing is we do one session a month, but we do it 3 times in the same week in 3 different regions, one for Europe, Middle East, Africa, one for Asia Pacific, and one for the US. So go to our website and get information about that. And we've got one a month coming up. You can jump on, and they'll all still be available on demand as well.
All right. So check out Steve's show. It's always a good time with Mr. Happy there. On September 12th, obviously I'll be at BICSI. I've already plugged that. And then I always do a BICSI takeaway. And so on the BICSI takeaways, what I'll do is I'll reach out to folks like Chuck and Steve and folks that have history with BICSI. I don't think Chuck Bowser is going to be at this particular BICSI. Anyway, hi Chuck, how are you out there? So we'll do a post BICSI. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. All right, Bruce Page, please don't say anything, but I'm not going to read the rest of that. Anyway, so if you're not already a subscriber, just take a picture of that damn thing and subscribe. I also have this thing called Morse code emails. We're sending out all this mail. We're bombarding the inboxes full of my wealth of knowledge. It's called Morse code. And it's actually, we're getting some really, really good traction on that. Really good traction. So I appreciate those who have subscribed to that email. Thanks to those who haven't blocked me yet. But anyway, so the rest of the crew here, all right? I'm out here in lovely Escondido, California. Yeah, we just went through the biblical, floods. I think it was last Sunday, this Sunday. Anyway, it was a hell of a time out here. So anyway, I'm out here in northern San Diego County. We got Mr. Jamie Brookover, who happens to be in Kentucky today doing some show. Mr. Bruce Page, he's got nothing better to do than make comments on my show. All right. Craig Robinson, he's out in Sarasota. Dan Cobb, I guess he's still part of the team. And same with Gene. I guess they are, but Dan and Gene are kind of doing the MRO stuff, MRO warehousing and all that really exciting stuff. Ooh. But anyway, if you need to contact anybody, or if you want some bad advice, call me. All right, I'm full of that. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for stopping by. This will be on YouTube later. Don't know what the quality is going to look like. Can't wait. Anyway, check us out. Steve says he's glad to be here. All right. Ooh, I'm not going to read the rest of that, Steve. I hope the rest of the audience doesn't see that. Anyway, that being said, thank you very much. Have a great, productive week. All right, if you will, stay healthy. I know some of this COVID crap is coming back a little bit, so just be healthy out there, all right? Because we need each and every one of you. And thank you very much. That's all I got, man. Have a good week. I'll see you live from BICSI. So, bye.